Hey everyone, my name's Eric Dorr and I'm an INFJ. And in many ways, my life has been a life where I have always been kind of in contemplation. I've always been reading a lot. I've always been a very existential type. I took philosophy classes when I was around 11 or 12 years old. I was about to, in many ways, plan to write big books and novels. I always loved to write. Even early in school, I started writing long novels about the Vikings and about Harry Potter and the different things that came to interest me. And I was in many ways a person who came to school as a different person every day. I came there one day, I was in many ways a storyteller. Like, I love to show up and tell people stories, new stories, like to share people what I've read and what I've learned and what I've come to think about lately. Sharing my perspectives and my insight was like my main kick in life as a kid. I loved in many ways to be a part of big adventures. I organized big adventures with other kids, fake wars or fake epic fantasy battles. I don't know. We had a lot of fun playing out different stories. I remember even playing a lot with like Lego figures and like imagining stories for these people and who they were and telling these stories to other people. And that whole like coming to school every day as a new person, that was because every book I read kind of changed me as a person. I came to school because I read like one book every day sometimes at most. Like every week I went to the library grabbing a whole drove of books. And then I came to school after reading each book feeling like a new person because every book had kind of revolutionized me. It had been like a wow. Oh, this is a new way of living life, or this person lives another life, or this person lives another life. And then I started acting out these different lives. And I was in many ways fascinated with personality psychology from an early age. I remember as a 12-year-old when I found out about astrology even, I found myself fascinated with all these stories about Aquarius types and Pisces, and I went around actually telling people about their horoscopes and drawing up models for everything. And then of course I was just a kid, when I turned 13, I think something kind of happened in me. I feel like in many ways my inner scientist was awakened. Because then I had realized that, oh my god, astrology isn't real. That was like a huge dawning insight on me. I actually felt so bad about telling people about astrology after learning oh my god, I have been tricking people, this is not the real, there are no such things as Aquarius or Pisces types. And I remember going to people and telling them, no, sorry, of course, I take it back, to be honest. So that was like a big change for me in many ways. And I moved on, of course, to a lot of different philosophy and psychology. I was always interested in psychology. I read a lot of theories on it. And in many ways, I could never really keep myself from the spiritual aspects of life. I was interested in auras and New Age and spirituality in many ways. But often in a playful sense, it was a way to organize my creativity, and it was a way to tell stories and to meet people and to explore who I was, because I was in many ways very fascinated with who I was. I grew up learning that I was very different from others and that I learned differently. I did no homework in school, but I was still fine. Everything seemed so easy for me but so difficult for others. And at the same time also, of course, difficult in a sense that I felt in some ways kind of alienated from other kids in my own age. From the age 5 to 9 or something, I was very social, very outgoing, loved meeting people and being around people. But after age 9, I kind of found myself engulfed in books and reading, and I found myself hanging out less with people of my own age. And often I found myself talking to people who were far above my own age. I remember. And to wrap things up, because my battery kind of died, I am a person who has always kind of wanted to leave some kind of legacy to the world. No matter how big or how small, I wanted to do something to the world or the people around me. I wanted to help people in some way, to understand themselves better, to understand the world better. Because my main passion maybe is thinking about these things. It's natural for me that my language of love, or like how I want to help people, is by sharing the ideas that fascinate me. And I'm curious, like, what is your fascination? And how can you use that to help other people? What can you do to better the world or to advance your own goals if you think about your own passion in life? That's my question to you. Thank you all for watching.